Hi, in this video I will shortly present our CHI2020 paper in which we report on a new type of crowdsourcing which we encountered in China. More specifically, we explore in the paper the similarities and differences of people working in this new type of crowdsourcing, which we name crowdfarm workers, and people who work on their own on probably the most popular Chinese crowdsourcing platform, Zubajie. Crowdsourcing is the process of outsourcing tasks by organizations or individuals online in the form of an open call. We call people that answer that open call, by that I mean essentially working by completing tasks in these online platforms, solo crowd workers. Solo crowd workers typically work as freelancers, as subcontractors essentially in the platform. They work typically part-time from their own home, alone, and typically again they work in short and simple tasks such as data clustering or data labeling. However, there is a new type of crowdsourcing emerging in China which we call CrowdFarm. CrowdFarms are companies that take and undertake crowd work as part of their formal business. They essentially employ people, they have full-time employees rather than subcontractors. These employees work collaboratively in the business premises of these companies, and typically they collaborate to complete rather large and complex tasks such as developing an application or product design. My name is Javed Khan. I'm from Eindhoven University of Technology in the Netherlands, and this is a work we conducted along with Yi Hong from CHI2020 Liverpool University in China, Konstantinos from Rochester Institute of Technology in the United States, Michael from City University of London in the UK, Ioana from Utrecht University in the Netherlands, and Alan from the University of Nottingham in the UK. We conducted semi-structured telephone interviews with Chinese crowd workers from zbj.com. In total, we had 48 participants, 25 solo and 23 crowdfarm workers. We covered several topics, such as their work environment and tasks they completed, but also their work-life balance and how satisfied they were with their crowd work. In our paper, we detail several findings. However, in this presentation, I will highlight only three. The first finding has to do with tasks. In contrast to solo crowd workers who usually seek online help, for example by self-studying on websites or joining an online community in WeChat, almost half of the crowdfarm workers we interviewed would subcontract the task parts that they could not perform to other business partners, and sometimes even re-crowdsource these parts directly to other crowd workers on platforms. To complete complex tasks, crowdfarm workers would commonly hand over the part of task that they could not do to a familiar business partner who had expertise in that area and then share profits with them. Participant 4 explained how their companies collaborated with others on complex tasks. In his own words, "Our company could not do any printing work, but we have been collaborating with a factory that focuses on printing for years. We share the benefits together." A second finding I would like to highlight has to do with rewards. In contrast to solo crowd workers, we found that the crowdfarm workers in our study were paid monthly with a fixed salary plus bonuses that depended on their performance and their position. However, in contrast to solo crowd workers, who generally appreciated the monetary rewards from crowdsourcing, only a relatively small number of crowdfarm workers suggested that the income from crowdsourcing was of great significance to them. When we asked why was this the case, the majority of our participants stated that the earning from non-crowdsourcing tasks was still their major source of income. Instead, what was considered an extremely important aspect of crowd work was the non-monetary reward to establish Guanxi, a Chinese term meaning the interpersonal relationship in which obligation, commitment, and exchange of favors are involved with requesters. A 31-year-old CrowdFarm worker illustrates why Guanxi is important for a CrowdFarm worker. If you have a good relationship with requesters, they will pay you quickly once you finish their tasks. Furthermore, they will come back to you for further business, and these tasks will be much more profitable than the previous ones. The final finding that I would like to highlight has to do with work-life balance. We found that CrowdFarm workers tend to experience higher levels of stress and exhaustion and have less time for leisure and family activities compared to solo crowd workers. In the words of one of our participants, a 27-year-old male, he states that, "I often work overtime as the deadline of the task is usually tight. Of course, it would affect my personal time. Listen to my voice now. I'm having a cold and take pills, but I'm still working." Concluding, our paper is among the first investigations into the work experiences of a new type of crowdsourcing worker in China, namely CrowdFarm workers. Based on a series of interviews with solo and CrowdFarm workers, we found differences across multiple axes of their professional experience. Based on these findings, our paper suggests that crowdsourcing platforms should not only be designed with the needs of solo crowd workers, but also the different characteristics of CrowdFarm workers. Future work could look into the directions of the work practices of CrowdFarms, as well as the impact that CrowdFarms have on a general crowdsourcing context.